Hi, I'm Devin. Thank you for visiting my site. If you click play, then I'm guessing you want to know what psychological bodywork is. And you've probably never seen that phrase before. There aren't many people who practice similar work, and everyone I've met who's done it has no idea how to brand it. It's a combination of talking and hands on body work and energy work to try to move a client into something new, to create space for transformation. So, what's the goal? When a client comes in and they go on the table, we are looking to see the way that their body is holding their lived experience so that we can release the way it's holding now to free them up to move into something else. And underlying that, what's the theory? What am I working from? So I have been fascinated by the mind-body connection for years, and combining subtle anatomy from Ayurveda and Buddhism and Western anatomy, I've come up with this kind of multi-tiered perspective on everyone that I work in, that we have all these layers of our body that are working together and also sometimes separately. They all have different goals, they all have different wisdom, but they're all moving as one to create the best possible version of our bodies for the way we're living today in response to the environment that we live in today. Everything about us, from our muscle contractions, our muscle size, our nervous system firing, the way energy is flowing through, the way we think, it is perfectly designed to sustain the way we are living now in response to our environment now. It's maximizing survival chance. And that is a brilliant system. The problem is, it is full of inertia. When we actually want to change, we've got a very resistant body because it was custom built for this environment. And now we're asking to start custom building a new body for something new. And that is not easy on the body because the body moves at different paces depending on what we're working with. So, whatever life you've been living, whatever behaviors you've been having, there are some physical things that get stored through your posture and through contractions of the nervous system. Some muscles start holding certain patterns. They might become overly stretched or they might become tight. Myofascia might start to become adhered. It might start to get these locks to limit mobility or to differentially send the elasticity between different areas of the body. Your energy might be blocked because of these things as the flow of energy moves. Some muscles might limit the way you can breathe, and then there's the whole mental aspect, which is feeding into this storage. Now, the reason body work becomes really important is if we just change the mind, the body is still holding that holding pattern of what we used to feel and we used to think. The muscles and the myofascial and the nervous system are still built for those old thoughts, for those old feelings. We still have the physical body of someone in the life that we're hoping to leave. So sometimes we just need to come in to do body work to start pulling it all together. If a person wants to move this current physical form into the next physical form because it's not feeling aligned, something needs to change, sometimes they need help. They need someone else's hands on to start releasing those patterns. And so we pull it all together when they're on the table. I might be stretching them, I might be doing myofascial release, whatever I'm doing, we're talking about it. Because whatever that holding pattern is that needs to be let go of, the body has a reason for putting it there. If your shoulders are crunched, the body is probably defending this vulnerable area of ourselves. And so if I were to just release the muscle in a massage, it's going to come back because the feelings want to come back to defensiveness. If I just talk about it with you, we can surrender the idea of defensiveness, but the body will still hold it. So all of a sudden, we're just going to pull it together to free up space in the body. And so by combining talk and touch, we can actually allow the body to feel safe enough to release its current holding patterns. And so what would I actually be doing in the session? One thing I'll do is myofascial release. And there are a few different techniques for that. Myofascial is the conductive tissue organ that runs through our whole body, and sometimes it gets little like adhesions. It just starts to stick, and it changes the way force is distributed through the whole body. It changes our energy body because it can't flow smoothly, and it requires help to move it. And this is actually where a lot of the emotions get stored. So I might be doing myofascial release with my hands on. Sometimes I'm doing assisted stretching, and if a stretch is held for long enough, it also helps remove myofascial adhesions. This can open up joints, and it can lengthen muscles, and it can change the fascial body. I might be working on the muscles themselves, because if they're overly contracted or if they have trigger points and adhesions, they might need to be structurally changed so that they are more free for movement. I'm also always doing some level of energy healing and release. Maybe that's Reiki, maybe that's theta healing, maybe that's Merkaba body, maybe that's chakra cleansing. But whatever I'm witnessing, I'm going to start moving to try to get the energy moving more freely. And I'll pull from Chinese medicine and do acupressure points, which may theoretically be the same thing as the myofascial body, but has a much more layered and nuanced view of it than current Western anatomy. So I'll pull from acupressure points to start doing this. And the whole time we'll be in dialogue and tracking. So whatever I am doing, whatever I'm touching, the body has a cognitive and feelings-based reason for holding that tension, for holding that adhesion. So if I am releasing it, we're going to be talking about, mindfully tracking, why the body thinks it's so important to hold that tension in the first place, so that the body can come along for the physical change. The mind can come along for the physical change, allowing it to be more permanent. And this is all done so that we free up the body for whatever you want to come next. Because the current form, some part of you feels like it's ready to shed this skin that was perfectly designed for this current life so that you have a new life. And so we have to free up space in the body for that evolution to happen. You might ask, how is this not therapy? And this is easy. A psychotherapist cannot touch you. They just can't. There are ethical limitations. One of the main reasons I left psychotherapy was because of this restriction. Even though I am dual trained, I cannot see a client in both my psychotherapy license and my massage license. It's just not allowed. So this is something totally different than psychotherapy. You will not get this in psychotherapy. But the other core thing is that psychotherapy is defined by the diagnosis. It's defined by the pathologization, the idea that you are in maladaptation, and the treatment plan is to work against that maladaptation. I do not hold that belief. I believe your body is perfectly designed for the way you are living now. It is an evolutionary, amazing machine. The way it just changes every little thing about itself to best live in the way we're living. I'm never going to sit you down and tell you that anything is wrong. If a client is coming for psychological body work, they are coming because they are ready to move into a new form, and they need help in making space in their body for that transformation to happen. And I'm just help in making that space. There's nothing to fix. There's just something to free up for the next version. And who you are today was exactly who you needed to be today. If you're interested, schedule an intake. I would love to get to know you. I do free intakes, I think 3 days a week. I try not to schedule any clients over that, and then we'd work together to find time in my regular schedule for me to put you on the massage table and work. And if that's not your thing, but you're interested in me, click subscribe at the bottom of the webpage. I send out an occasional newsletter, or subscribe to my YouTube page or my social media, or check out my blog or the meditations. But thank you so much for coming. I'm so passionate about this work, and I really hope to see more people doing it. Have a good one.